the first topic up for bid. Okay, this is in no specific order, but I want to know, what have you learned, unlearned, and relearned about money?
That's a good one, King.
Who want to go first?
I'll go first. I've learned to save your money,
Okay.
but at times I unlearn to save my money and live. And what I mean by that is you can hold on to money forever and never experience life because you're just holding on to the money. You're not traveling, you're not doing any vacation, you're not doing any of those things. So you're not living, you're just saving the money. But what are you saving it for? Are you invested in the house? Are you invested in that? Or you just want to see the number? Oh, I have $500,000 in my bank account just to see that number, but you're not utilizing it, right? What I relearned about money is maybe invest in money, right? So although you can still play, but make your money make more money for you.
All right, ready?
Right.
One. Oh, we'll mesh. 1, 2, 3. 7 seconds of silence.
Sexing.
7 sections.
Seven.
How you
7
sexing? We know what's on your mind.
You know what's on my mind, nigga.
The sexing.
That was- The Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast is a roundtable conversational podcast that gives a voice to the Black experience.
Millennials from New York City sharing our views on Black lifestyle, culture, relationships, religion, and current events.
Here at SR, we strive to give our listeners the real in a world of fake.
Worldly professionals with class that also know how to switch it up.
Now let's talk our wild shit.
Yeah. What's goody? What's goody?
Welcome back, tribe. Hey,
Indeed.
tribe.
Love.
Hey, guys.
What's good, everybody?
What's up?
What's good? What's
What's
good?
good,
The intro gave me just enough
everybody?
time to
That's
finish
what you
rolling up my spliff. So
Nice,
it's gonna be
nice,
a good
nice.
day.
What we smoking today?
I think Red Eye OG.
Red Eye, is that a sativa or indica or hybrid? Come on,
Indica,
break it down
brother.
for the tribe.
Indica, brother. We doing
Okay.
an indica today because we're in a nice
Nice
mood.
chill.
I want to set the mood today. Okay.
Okay. I mean, all right. I'm
Okay.
not mad at that
I'm
at
playing.
all. I'm not
All
mad at
right.
that at all.
So for this episode, I want you to think there's gonna be just sexy music playing all through the background and shit. Okay.
Sexy.
Okay.
music.
Sexy music. Sexy music. All right. I'm in the mood. All right.
What's sexy music
All right.
to you? What's it?
Give us
Whatever
song,
TJ
give
was
us
just
song.
playing. Wow, the shit that go wow,
Chicka,
wow,
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 wow.
that type of shit.
I'm thinking Marvin Gaye sexual healing. I'm on
Oh.
sexual
Turn off the
healing.
lights.
Sexual.
I could dig it.
Okay.
Well, anyway, for the people who don't know, okay, this is the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast, okay, and I'm going to introduce some of my co-hosts on this wonderful production, which we put out every week for y'all, and we do this shit so diligently, okay? We're almost 3 years.
No days off. No
No.
days off. Except when
No
we need
days off, no days off, no weeks off. Sometimes we repeat an episode, but it's all good. All right.
Yeah.
So I want to introduce you to my tribe real quick. All right. And usually I'm long-winded, but we go on some time today. So
I mean, it's
good.
been a while
All
since we had you do this for us. I mean, be
I
honest.
know,
I'm
I
really
know.
excited.
Right.
I hope I still got it. All right, so I'm gonna
You
start
got
to
this,
my
King.
to my left. Okay, of course she's wearing something that looks like it came straight out of snowfall, straight out of the most frigid mountains of them all. Yes, of course. It looks like see the cocaine or
Your little
snow.
cocaine
I don't
bubbles
know.
on you.
It's pearls.
Okay, all right. I thought it was snow. All right,
Sniff
but
it, baby.
anyway,
Come sniff it.
hailing in with the cocaine bra. Please give it up for the wonderful
Cocaine
TJ. What
bra.
up, Queen?
Hey, tribe. It's your girl, TJ, the unicorn Gemini, and I bring duality to the podcast. Hey, tribe. I missed you. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day.
Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, all that good stuff. And of course, it's always slippery when it's wet, but sometimes it's soggy when it's spewy. I'm not sure if that made sense, but I'm going with it. All right,
Okay.
but my guy here,
that was
I know. I'm sorry.
I like it. I like it. It's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool.
but my guy, he's clearly like the king of spew. It's like a
That means-
legend. He's a living legend, I should say. If he's in contact with you, you will be spewified. All right, it's a
That's
real
facts.
thing. All right. So you got to watch out. But with that being said, I'm going to give it up for my guy, the spew god himself, Mash. What up,
Yo,
man?
what's good, everybody? It's your boy Mash, aka Spew God Drip Drip. Please say the drip drip.
Drip,
And
drip.
Gang, and I'm representing South Jamaica Queens. Only queens make kings. For those
day.
who don't know, spew is an abbreviation for spreading positive energy wherever. And as a spew god, it's my job to drench all of the people in my immediate circle. I love you, tribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Wednesday, and let's get this episode popping.
Factual.
Okay.
Of course.
Gang, gang.
And now I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce the queen of remissness.
Oh, we know.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
we know.
And it's only right because she
what's
come
going
from the borough where everybody just got like strong knees.
Oh, I gotta put my shit down. I need to have my hands
in
ready.
the land of the knees. You know what I'm saying? All right. But you already know anytime you throw your X's up, it's either for Wakanda or it's for this one borough. And this is who she reps. Please give it up to the queen, Moe. What up, queen?
What's good? Play my anthem.
I'm sorry, I got you.
You gotta turn it up.
Yeah, I gotta
Oh,
be
turn up.
You
Got the hair
disrespect them Bronx. You disrespect them Bronx right now.
Yeah,
My fault,
Down,
was
baby.
too low.
Run it back.
Run it back.
Okay,
back.
my
All right, we
fault.
go.
Here we go.
And
Remix.
drop the bomb.
Rewind.
I dropped it.
It was
We
too
did.
low.
There
Too
you
low.
go. Your bomb's
Uptown,
weak.
baby. Uptown, baby. We get down, baby. For the crown, baby. Yes. Hey,
There we go.
as y'all heard,
Mo?
if it wasn't for the Bronx, and it's your girl Mo, I hail from Co-op City, Section 5. Don't ever zone my shit. I am everything Big Bronx.
Never.
You heard?
Never.
Talk about it.
Not small Bronx. Big Bronx. Okay,
Not
baby.
small
Big
Bronx.
I see you, sis.
Big Bronx.
Yeah.
Uptown
I see
Bronx.
you, bestie.
What's up, bestie?
So boom,
What's up, Tribe?
TJ, let's hit him with a 2020.
Right now?
Right after the intro.
Right now?
Anytime.
Hold
But he
Yeah.
didn't introduce
Hold on.
himself.
Hold up. Like,
I'm sorry, I forgot
He
about
had
the
Flash got to
My
introduce
bad.
I'm part of the show.
the Big Beard energy. How you
That's
can't
right.
move
As
forward
the
without
moderator,
Big Beard energy?
I automatically assumed that they knew who you was.
He
I'm
didn't-
How
sorry.
you from
My
the
bad.
bench calling plays, my
I'm
nigga? Like, I
sorry.
got
I'm just
this.
excited about the 2020 twins. I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
God damn, coach.
Right.
I was
All right,
excited.
anyway,
Sorry, bro.
before we get to anything, okay, I'm gonna introduce my damn self, okay, the man, the myth,
Exactly.
the legend, okay, the motherfucker who has to pump the brakes on these motherfuckers out here. But yeah, man, it's your
Rightfully
boy. Today I believe that imagination is your greatest tool. Okay, it's your boy Flash the Philosopher. It is he, it is me, it is I. I'm this sophisticatedly ratchet, where we give you the real in a world of fake. What up? I like this shit.
That was beautiful.
Good job.
Can I say one little
What's
comment?
up?
Can
Go
I
ahead,
say
Mo.
one little comment about our America's
Moderator.
AFS is not here? No, our America's AFS
Oh,
is
right,
not
yeah.
here.
Right,
look.
yeah, we
Yeah, so
forgot
I
all
was
about
gonna-
that nigga. That's
I
I
crazy.
didn't forget. That's why I said let me add. Yes, Shake is not
America's
here,
favorite.
guys. He is.
We had to boo him.
Yeah, he's sick. He's sick.
Yeah,
he's sick.
He's sick.
Okay?
He's sick.
Sick.
Yeah, he's sick.
Okay.
America's favorite
He's
food.
he's
America's
sick.
favorite
Yeah,
food.
there you go.
We got it right now.
He's sick, so he can't join us today. We wish him a speedy recovery.
Right.
We wish him a speedy
When you
recovery.
see, when you see this shake, I'm just saying.
When you see this,
I got you,
yeah.
bro.
We wish you a speedy recovery, Shake.
All right.
Okay.
Tribe, so this is
All
my
right.
time. If you can't see what what Mo just did, you gotta check us out on YouTube. We're at So Ratchet Space Podcast on YouTube.
Press the
Oh,
button.
go
Yeah,
into
go
it.
ahead. I'm gonna do my
into it.
2020 twin.
Just
Going at 30.
override
She
me.
went at 30,
Ooh,
30,
this
30.
is loud now. This is really loud.
See? That's why I turned it down before. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, Chad. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast. We drop new episodes every Wednesday, everywhere you hear podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon
So
has
many
podcasts.
places.
And like I said, if you want to see our beautiful and handsome faces,
And my beard.
check us out on YouTube. We're on YouTube at So Ratchet Space Podcast. We go live every first Wednesday of the month on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Facebook. Join our Facebook group. We're on Facebook at the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast or So Ratchet Podcast. We're on TikTok at So Ratchet Podcast. We're on Instagram at So Ratchet Podcast. We're on Twitter at So Ratchet Pod.
So much.
And yeah, we're on social
Everywhere.
media
Everywhere.
Out here.
everywhere.
We all over.
We
Right.
outside.
all over.
Right.
We outside.
We all over.
And
Right.
we have merch coming soon, Tribe. We've heard you. We know that you want
Mhm.
merch. We heard you loud and clear. We're creating some really dope merch. If you have seen us, we've had the bucket hats. We're gonna have that back for the summertime. Flash has a dope vintage Sophisticatedly Ratchet t-shirt on right now. You can go ahead and model that, King.
Have a
Model
sweatshirt.
this man titty. Let me model this man titty for y'all. You see that right there?
That was our original logo.
That's our original logo.
Shout out to Alex Russell's, my nigga A. Russell.
Yes, that's our original
logo.
But we got some new things coming out for you guys. Click the link in our bio. The best way to connect with us is on social media. We love to connect with you when we're on live too. But on social media, click the link in our bio, shoot us a DM anywhere, and we will respond back to you. Love you, tribe. Thank you guys for listening. Hit the like button right now. Hit the follow button right now. Hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the notification bell right now. All of it right now. Share us with a friend, and we love you. That's it.
Yeah, and I will say we got a lot of new stuff coming in the horizon, especially we're rebooting the website. I want to apologize to anybody who's gone to like the old website, especially like as of now, but I'll be so glad to introduce the new updated version with just better everything as far as styling. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Hopefully it's done by the time you listen to this episode, okay? All right. I'm a little ashamed because, like, I work in web development, and the website is kind of trash right now. So I've heard the complaints.
Don't say that. It's not trash. It's growing. It's
Speak for yourself. I was on there the
other
other day.
Don't say that.
I look cute, and I clicked the link, and I listened to an episode because I love us.
No. It's not that. But when you do something professionally, if my coworkers went to that website, they probably be like, "Who made this? Like, who'd you pay from Fiverr to make this shit?" And I don't feel comfortable about that.
All right, King.
Your programming street credit on.
What's your experience to use, right? Yeah, that's what he's saying. His experience is that's not to his liking. So I feel you, Flash.
Right.
Yo, question. How often do y'all record the podcast and y'all realize y'all got ashy elbows? Am I the only nigga here?
Because you don't because you can't see my elbows. You can't see my elbows. So
Monique is not ashy. Mo is never ashy. She uses lotion every time she washes her hand. Like she can't.
Yeah. I can't do nothing without putting on lotion.
She does not put on lotion.
Crawling on the pavement just now.
All right, hey, this is my show, guys. All right?
Sorry.
Now, because this crowd over here, this little rowdy crowd, okay, it was just disrespecting the moderator. All right, now I got to bring it back to some damn peace. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set y'all souls back to balancing, and I'm gonna send y'all to TJ, the ice queen herself. Hit him.
Bad days.
It's gonna be a great ass day because I said it was gonna be a great ass day. I won't accept nothing else. Nothing bad will enter my day. Say that shit like you mean it. How? No bad day.
Never.
Tribe. You should not have a bad day any day. It is okay for you to feel bad. It's okay for you to be in your feelings, but not stay there. We should experience our feelings and then move on. You are at choice for every thought, every action that you make, and you should not have a bad day. And I'm going to introduce you to another chakra. Today, I'm going to be talking about the third eye chakra, located right here in the middle of your forehead, between your eyebrows. It's represented by the color indigo. Or you may know it as like the night sky, because it's like that dark bluish kind of purple kind of hue. So that's indigo. That's what indigo is. And I really love this chakra because it's representative of your intuition, your gut feelings, your inner teacher. What else did I put here? And your intuition, your strong intuition, perception, awareness, and spiritual communication.
And wisdom, wisdom is a big on like your third eye, 100%.
Of course. Just tapping in with yourself, right? I actually found some really cool things that I wanted to share with you, maybe because it just came up for me myself. If any of you guys have been feeling like you lack clarity, you're feeling stuck in your daily grind without being able to look beyond your problems, or maybe you're unable to see like your vision for yourself, because we all go through that time frame in life. It doesn't last forever, but it does come up. If you're feeling closed-minded and you just don't even want to connect with the spiritual side of you, that means that your third eye chakra is unbalanced. when it is balanced, because this is what I want to mention this because we all want this. When I saw this and I read it, I'm like, yes, this is what we want. When it's balanced, we'll have a strong sense of self-confidence and self-worth. We'll have a clear sense of our personal identity and our purpose, and we'll feel empowered to take action towards our goals and our dreams. We all want that, right?
I love that.
And if you
great.
don't, Tribe, I want that for
Absolutely.
you.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm
Yo,
digging that
TJ,
100%.
you sound like Dr. Chakra. I'm over here like, ask your doctor if your third eye is right for you. Okay, you need to check in. Okay.
And if it's not, tell them to come over here. You don't need no pills. You don't need no medicine. You don't need no surgery. You just need to check in with yourself. And so what I'm gonna,
because if you're deaf, this is going to be problematic for you. Okay, but go ahead.
But not even your ears, Tribe. You check in with yourself. I'm going to share some affirmations. And if any of these affirmations resonate with you, I want you to think about that as I ring the singing bowl and take this time for yourself right now, wherever you are. Some of the affirmations are, I seek to understand and learn from my life experiences.
Talk about it.
I'm connected to my higher power. Thank you, Father God.
That's my preacher. Go ahead.
I'm connected to the wisdom of the universe, and every situation is an opportunity for growth. We learn from all of our experiences, Tribe.
That's mine.
Yeah. So if that any of those resonate with you, I want you to focus on those. We're going to take a nice deep breath in.
Take me to church, TJ.
We're going to hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. No bad days, Tribe.
None.
Nice.
I was having a whole conversation.
As you should, sis. Take that time for yourself. Sometimes we don't. Take that this minute. If it was a minute, take that time for yourself.
Yeah, TJ.
Take that 30 seconds. Yes.
Is your third eye color different from like your regular eye color?
Me no know.
Okay, now I'm making sure.
It's a spiritual eye. Actually, it has no color. It has no color. It has no shape. It's deep within. It's your connection to the universe. It's your connection to your soul. We were created in His image. Yeah.
I felt that. I see that.
It has no color, no smell, no taste.
All right.
No
touch.
TJ,
You're done. All right. Okay. All right. And with that being said, last segment we got to introduce before the episode. Let's talk about our word of the week. What word of the week?
Word of the week. It's not that. It's not shake.
It's not shake. It's Mash's word of the week. We should put Spew God's word of the week. We should put Spew God's word of the week.
You see how I usually replace you, Shake? See how I usually replace you?
Got time for that. Hold on.
Sorry. I could fix it. Go ahead, Mash. You go. I'll do it.
Go ahead. Spew God's word of the week.
You know, my man Shake is not around today, so I have the honor and privilege of talking about today's word of the week. It's your boy Mash, Spew God Drip Drip. And today's word of the week is polymath. All right? Polymath is today's word. Plurally, it's polymaths. And polymath is a person with a wide range of knowledge or learning. Okay. An example would be most people who know me personally would say I'm a Renaissance polymath. All right. This is the word of the week. I highly recommend you guys take the time to embrace this word. All right. This is going to be easy since we're talking about learning, unlearning, and relearning today. All right. I'm on your asses. Everybody in their square. I'm coming out of here on top. I'm coming out the gates rough.
All right. We hear you, brother.
Did you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, I told you if you don't know me, you would know that I'm a polymath.
So, and polymath, for all y'all who don't know how to spell it, is Polymath. Okay, that's polymath.
This is hard.
Not to be mistaken with the Pokemon Poliwrath. All right, this is polymath. All right, throwing it out.
I don't know. This word like makes me think of like polyamorous, but it's about math, though, right?
Of course you would. Of course.
Person with wide range of knowledge of learning. Okay,
oh, this is a good one. This is a good one for the episode. Okay.
Yeah. You just caught on to that, lady.
I'm sorry, I'm slow.
So speaking of this episode, okay, we're doing a nice little episode. It's, I feel like we live life and we kind of go through this universe. You have these experiences, and of course, having experiences means that you're probably learn lessons. A lot of us, we learn lessons as we age. We learn lessons as we go through different type of journeys. And we kind of wanted to do a talk. And today's topic is, what have you learned, unlearned, and relearned? To a certain degree, I think that's what we named it, and I like it.
Good.
All right, so we got a few topics that we kind of want to talk about, and maybe just give our best experiences from said topic. And the first topic up for bid, okay, this is in no specific order, but I want to know, what have you learned, unlearned, and relearned about money?
That's a good one, King.
Who want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I'll be the brave one to go first. Okay, so realistically, you learn.
You talk about you. What you learn?
I'm talking about me.
you.
Yes, realistically, let me change that. Realistically, I've learned to save your money, because that's what it's going to help you grow, and it's going to help you grow in life. So yes, you want to save your. So I would say save your money. I learned to save my money.
Okay.
But at times, I unlearned to save my money and live. And what I mean by that is, you can hold on to money forever and never experience life, because you're just holding on to the money. You're not traveling. You're not doing any vacation. You're not doing any of those things. So you're not living. You're just saving the money. But what are you saving it for? Are you invested in a house? Are you invested in that? Or you just want to see the number? Oh, I have $500,000 in my bank account just to see that number, but you're not utilizing it, right? And then what I relearned about money is maybe invest in money, right? So although you can still play, but make your money make more money for you. So whether you invest it, work for you, whether you're putting it into a property, whether you're putting it into stocks, whether you're putting it into your 401k, things of that nature. So I relearned to utilize my money in different areas of saving, I would say. So I'm going to sum it up like that.
I feel like 100%. I think that in terms of my experience when it came to money, I learned at a young age that money don't grow on trees. That's how I learned about money when I was a kid.
Right.
I had learned
That's
that
what
from
they
my
used to
mom. That money don't grow on trees. You can't have everything you want whenever we go to the store. You got to chill out, right? What I unlearned is that money actually do grow on trees. Shit come out of paper.
Paper.
I was like, yeah, you fucking do. Why'd you lie to me this whole time? I could have been growing some money. In all honesty, though, I unlearned. Well, I struggled with money for a long time, right? When I didn't have a lot of it. Well, I don't have a lot of it now, but I have none of it at one point in time. And not having money, I had to unlearn my emotional connection to money. I used to be sad when I didn't have money. It made me depressed, and it made a big impact on my life when I didn't have it, because I felt like I wasn't a man. I wasn't manly. I couldn't go out on dates. I couldn't provide for my partner or do things like that. So I had to unlearn that connection to money. I had to separate myself from those feelings that come with money. And I had to relearn how to utilize money the right way. Like Mo said, investing in money and making your money work for you. Your money, if you don't use your money depreciates in value over time. So it's really important that you invest your money properly. You need to put your money in places where it's going to grow over time. And that can be either the stocks, it can be making purchases of investments. You can invest in sneakers. The aftermarket is crazy when it comes to collectibles. You can invest in those things. But just make sure your money's continuing to work for you. Don't waste your money. That's what I learned about. I had to relearn about money. Don't waste it, because you can quickly waste your money.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say, okay, go ahead, Flash.
You sure? Because you were a lady.
Yeah, no, go ahead. It's okay.
You gonna treat me like a lady? All right. I as far as I guess my experience with money or what I learned from money, I think one thing I realized, I don't want to say late in life, but you just learn your lessons. But I realized you don't need money to be rich. I think there's a skewed
I like that.
As far as what rich looks like, especially in America, and we equate it so much to money. And I realized as people were kind of way more deeper than that. And I guess even with money, I feel like, it's something that we all want. We know it can buy things to maybe enhance or influence our happiness.
Money is resources. Money is options.
It's a resource.
Facts. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, it gives you options, right? And so this is why I always look at money as even just a tool. Like it's a tool, and it's a tool like any other tool. And there are ways that you can, work that tool to get what you want. I mean, that sounds crazy, but it's true.
It's a fact. That's pure fact,
It's a
bro.
lot of things. It's pure facts. You got to work your tool. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think one last thing I'll probably say is just even unlearning about money is that I don't feel like I need money to make me happy. That's something I also had to learn. I feel like if I put too much of my happiness behind money, then I'm probably never gonna have enough because I'm always gonna want more money. That's just true. So those are like my few lessons as far as what I've learned with money.
What you got, TJ?
I love hearing everybody's examples of like what it meant for them and what they learned. Mash, I wanted to touch on what you said. It's so crazy because in society, we say the men are providers and protectors and all that stuff. And with providers, they expect y'all to like pay for the first date. They expect you to hold down the household. And that's got to be a lot of pressure for a lot of men out there.
For sure.
I know that, and I'm sure that that's something that you learned. Do you still feel that right now, or you feel like you're unlearning that and you're learning something else? Like that is the role.
I currently feel that at the moment in my life, money
That's the role
is
of a man.
yes, 100%. Being a breadwinner is a responsibility that I take a lot of pride in. And I wear that with a badge of honor. To be like, okay, I provide for my family. I can take care of you guys, and the stress that comes along with that. And I'd be ignorant to say that it doesn't. So definitely 100%.
Thank you for sharing that. That came up for me. But I was going to say, when I grew up, I felt like I learned to save my money. And I feel like I'm still learning about money. But what I did unlearn is that you have to let your money work for you. And I also feel, wait, what did I say? I said I unlearned that. That's not what I
unlearned. No. So now you learned that, right?
No. You do need to have your money work for you. But what I feel like I'm learning right now is that, I've learned this over time, is that money is not everything. And I'm not saying that I love money, but I love what money can buy me. I love what I can get from money. It's a resource for me to get what I want. And I feel like some people used to use it interchangeably, like, oh, you love money. No, I don't love money. I love what money can do for me. I want abundance. I speak abundance. I want to be on yachts. I want to be on amazing vacations with my friends and my family and whatever. But what I'm learning right now is that you have to allow your money to work for you. I want to drop a gem for the tribe. Flash, I sent this to you in your message and you didn't even respond to me, motherfucker, by the way.
Possibly.
But it's a Netflix special that I want each and every one of you to listen to. I feel like this enlightened me. And I just watched it yesterday. And I'm just so inspired and empowered. It's called Get Smart with Money. And it's on Netflix.
I got that saved on my joint. I ain't watch it yet, though. It's good?
Yeah, it's really good. Just hearing how other people have been experiencing it and just the lessons that you learn from it. I feel like we weren't really given those lessons verbatim because maybe our parents were in a different, our parents couldn't think about money the way that we can think about money. And hopefully our children are not going to think about money the way we're thinking about it. I feel like it gets better over time. So Get Smart with Money. It's on Netflix.
That's a really good point, TJ, in terms of money. The utilization of money has changed since our parents, right? They didn't have crypto. They didn't have, they didn't have such an extensive stock market of options to choose from like they did now.
Correct.
You know what I mean? If they had invested in Apple when I was like 4, then maybe we'd be millionaires, right? Well, I know for sure we'd be millionaires now, but they weren't privy to that information.
And not only that, my mom is an immigrant coming from Jamaica, my dad too.
Yeah.
They didn't have the capacity to invest money outside of maybe property and maybe stock market, but it was like they needed to work to pay bills and stuff like that to put me in a better position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, you don't know,
Sorry,
right? And being no, you're right. I was just going to add in their way of saving. And I'm speaking about, when I say that, I'm speaking about mom, from what I know of some of immigrants, my mom is Jamaican, their way of saving money was being in a daggone susu. Okay.
Susu.
Susu, right?
Susu
so that was
niggas, though.
Susu saved a lot of, I'm just being honest. Their way
Sure.
of saving money was putting their money into the pot collectively. And this month is your hand. The next month is my hand. Now I could buy. A lot of people made a house that they bought. That Susu was their down payment for that house, So like Mash said, at that time they wasn't utilizing the stock markets and or investing in like Apple or anything like that. But their way of thinking, and I commend them for at least doing that, is being in a susu to try to support themselves or do a big saving or get that lump sum of money to either put down on a house or I'm going to use it to get my car or things like that.
I tell you one thing, susus have broken up a lot of relationships too. Because if you don't pay my hand,
of course, a lot of people, because when you don't pay your hand, or some people that got their money and then left and never went back into susu. So now that it's thank God
that's different.
I got people in my mind that I can think of today that I don't fuck with because of susus.
You was in a susu too, man?
What? Before I learned how to save my money myself, I was involved in susus because susus forced me to have to be like communal when it came with money. Right? It was less about
accountable.
Me. Right.
And accountable.
It was less about the me and more about the we. But once I realized that we all wasn't accountable, I was like, no, I'm not doing this shit no more. And I started saving my money myself. But susus definitely helped a lot.
What would have happened if we all pulled our money together and like did something with the money? Instead of just putting it in a susu and you get your hand, what if we put money in a pool and did something with the money? That would change our culture.
I think we should not even start a business, right? Do a business or do a property. Even us, we need to look.
That would have changed the whole culture.
We'll talk about that on the side. Right.
I mean, I think that's something that we can discuss as a collective in this group. Like we
have been. Absolutely. We putting money in this right here.
No.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about facts. But I'm talking about
this is the money right here.
It is the money, but I'm talking about like an event space or something like that.
Yes.
I'm with you, Mo. I'm thinking next up we need beachfront property. Let's go to St. Lucia and buy some land
and rent that shit out. Right. Airbnb that joint.
Let's get it on, y'all.
Yo, and you know one last lesson I'll say too. I learned like quick money ain't always good money.
Hello.
If you can make it quick.
Who said that?
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
I want it quick and fast and in a hurry in my hand, please. No taxes
you know what
either.
You know what the problem with that is? Because you lose just as fast. So I just say that to say like the quick way is not always like the best way. Sometimes you got to take like the route that's more sustainable. So
let me just say, can I end it with this? I learned it's how you speak about money. Everything is in your thoughts and in your mouth. And it's important that you don't speak negative about money because that's what you bring to fruition. You got to work hard to get it. If you have that mentality, if you think that's exactly, it's going to be hard for you to get money. I think to myself, money comes easily and happily, and it's in excess and abundance. I believe that.
I co-sign that 100% because you talk about yourself like I'm broke. That's a no-no.
I never say that. I don't ever say that.
Don't ever talk about yourself in that way.
I check Mo every time you say that.
Nah, don't do that.
But you know what it is? I understand that, TJ, but it's just like there's an abundant amount of money, but you also got to forget there's a lot of work that you got to put in to make sure you gain access to that shit. Yeah, because it's like I do feel like you are a direct reflection of, or you can be a reflection of how much like money you actually want to earn. Just in the sense of like, if you're in service to people, you're never going to be broke. But if you are just more like, hey, I'm only doing certain shit for myself, I feel like you may not get as much money. So if you giving out whatever energy into the world, which is going to feed the world, like you'll get that back in money and other things. Not even just to say like money alone, but
So I want to take a backtrack, right? And I want to talk about a personal conversation that me and Flash had one day. Flash said, how much money would you need in order to be happy? And my dumb ass said some stupid low number, and I want to retract
what
that
number? I want to know.
I was like 300,000. Just give me 300,000. I'll be all right.
Yeah, you stupid.
And in my mind, well, that was salary. It's 300,000.
Salary.
Like,
okay. Oh, that's good. That's really good.
That's good.
That's okay. That's okay. But we can do better. We can do better.
Yes, we can, King.
You can see what I mean? We can do better,
yes,
right? And I want to retract that statement, and I'm just go with $1 billion. I'm just go with $1 billion. I want to make $1 billion annually.
Facts.
I'm not mad. Like I said, if you
okay, annually.
All right, so
annually.
So next,
go ahead,
next joint.
Next time.
This thing gonna be working hard as fuck.
Nah, it's gonna come easy. Just like TJ said, it's gonna come to me easy because I think so.
But there's a Bible scripture. It said prayers without works is dead. So you do have to do things to do it, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be hard. Right. Doors are opening. Doors will open for you. I believe that. But you got to put yourself in position.
Look at this beautiful platform that we've created for ourselves.
We tried.
Right.
There we go. We're on the way.
All right. So question then, another one. Learned, unlearned, and relearned. Let's talk about health.
This is my topic. Can I start?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Tribe. I mean, I'm unlearning so many things about health right now. It's scary. I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for 15 years. I've been working in the critical care environment. I'm an ICU nurse, and I do not trust Western medicine anymore. And that's because I recently got sick or was feeling under the weather. I don't even want to claim that in my life. But just seeing how Western medicine works for patients was scary as F to me. I was on the other end of it, as a nurse, but seeing it as a patient and having multiple surgeries, it's scary as fuck. And I'm learning that our health is so important. It's in the foods that we eat. It's in the things that we put on our body, from the lotions, the perfumes, the deodorants. It's everywhere. It surrounds us. And we were taught something so different, even when we were little. Remember, and I say this all the time, when you were in school, elementary school, they put a carton of milk on every tray. And dairy is like one of the worst things for us.
That's a fact.
It increases inflammation, and I get it. I crave cheese. By the way, there's a addictive thing in cheese called casein. Why we're also addictive to it. But I'm learning more about the foods that we eat and the things that are in the foods that are causing us to have these health issues that we're not even aware of until it's too fucking late. How many of your family members have diabetes and hypertension, and then they end up having to go on dialysis? And there's a whole bunch of dialysis centers opening around your neighborhood. And but let's believe it or not, we think that because a company, like, I'm going to just do Cheerios, don't sue me Cheerios, but allegedly, I'll say, there's a law that they can't say that, it helps, prevent, they can't say that it's going to prevent you from having cardiovascular issues, but it will say, it helps lower cholesterol. Even them saying that, and I'm on my soap. I'm on my.
Go ahead. Talk your shit.
Sorry, I feel like
don't be sorry. Don't pull back, Ice Queen. Be icy. Freeze.
All right, I'm gonna be icy. So a lot of these companies, when they're trying to get you, they market to you, okay? And they're telling you that it's healthy and all this other stuff, but then you're going to find out all these preservatives in it that your body doesn't even know how to break down. And it's only hurting you. There's sugar in everything. There's salt in everything. Before you know it, you don't even know that you intake all this stuff. I want to encourage the tribe to look at every label for everything that you eat.
Work, TJ.
But it's in moderation. It's in moderation. You do what your spirit tells you to do.
Nah, fuck that. Don't pull it back, Ice Queen. Tell them to look at the fucking labels.
No,
look at the labels.
Look at the labels, but do what your spirit tells you to do. And I've been on that journey. I cut everything off. When I got sick, I cut everything off, and then I had to go back. What are you gonna say, Flash? What?
No, it's not that I don't believe what you're saying. I just don't want to go to the supermarket like I'm going to the library. Like I gotta go just read. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
exactly.
But it's that important. It's that important. Because let me tell you, they're tricking us with marketing. They're putting green labels on it and organic and all this bullshit. And you don't know what the fuck is in your stuff.
I get that.
Until it's too late.
Co-sign that. I need you all to keep in mind that when you see products that are labeled as plant-based, that is not vegan. All right. They are marketing to that crowd who want a plant-based product. Just because it says plant-based right now, that just means you have a small percentage of vegetables included in this item. That doesn't mean that it's completely based on vegetables. All right. It's a marketing tool. It's a gimmick. I think that, TJ, you're hitting on a lot of amazing points about our health. What we have learned, we need to unlearn and relearn. Me personally, I had to, like you said, when we was in school, milk was on every fucking tray. I'm lactose intolerant. As a kid, I didn't even know I was lactose intolerant. So I'm drinking milk, busting down cereal. Cereals was breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me as a kid.
They marketed to us. They had the
crazy.
Cartoons on the box. They had the toy inside.
They had a food pyramid that was twisted.
Filled with sugar.
The food pyramid was twisted that we learned. That was our baseline understanding of the things we need to put inside of our body. We had to unlearn that shit. And we're relearning now that it's all about bread. right? There's industries of milk, there's industries of dairy, and they have contracts with schools. Like this is what pushes that narrative along, and it's important for us to understand that, because our health is maintained through the foods we put inside of our bodies and our level of activity. We have to stay active, we have to stay engaged, so that our health is preserved, and we do preventative measures for those things, right? Eating good things to help you not have to take medication. It's like putting the cart before the horse. And I think that I understand what you're saying, Flash, in terms of not wanting to be inconvenienced by having to read every label. But I also know that there's a relevance to that, because if you don't, you're not putting yourself forward. I understand the need to cheat, or I understand the desire to cheat, because I'm not the best eater in the world.
Being honest.
Me either. We all struggle.
But in my mind, I know it's bad. Like I shouldn't fucking eat this shit. Like God damn it, you know what I mean?
But don't eat your with that. Enjoy it. When you do have a meal and it's the cheat meal, enjoy the fucking cheat meal.
It's hard.
That's what I had to learn, because I would it's the grief you give yourself when you're going through that. So that doesn't support you either. So when I'm having like a piece of chicken, when I'm having a steak and I know I shouldn't have that shit, and I'm having mozzarella cheese because it tastes fucking good and I'm used to it, and I love a good slice of pizza. I'm from fucking New York. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I know that this is going to increase in inflammation. I know, but I'm going to enjoy it in that moment. Right? So live your life, have your experience.
That's what I was
in
gonna
moderation.
So that's what I was gonna say. You finished, Mash? Did you finish?
I'm complete.
Okay. So I guess with me, with health, I feel a little differently, because I feel anything you eat, even some of the stuff that you see that are vegan, you look up and you're like, oh, you're not supposed to eat this either, right? So I feel like you're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't. That's how I kind of feel about certain foods, right?
I disagree.
Well, because I've seen stuff. Well,
I agree.
Go ahead, TJ. Yeah. Right, because I'll
agree.
Stuff
I'll just say, the scariest thing is people being vegan now, because they wrap anything and fry it. You don't know what the fuck you're eating.
What the fuck is in it? That's what I'm going with. Right.
You
so
really
that's
don't.
why I said that's why I was going when I mentioned
things.
Right.
And
soy
processed eating processed foods that are labeled vegan and all that other stuff.
Or the meat,
is
or the
just
meatless,
as bad as the meat, in my opinion.
Meat, right.
Processed.
So that
overly
there we
processed.
go. So that's where I'm going with it. Like, so for people who are vegan and they're even eating that and the soy and stuff, because it's marketed as this is vegan, that's not good. You eat all the fried food, you're doing all of that, that's not good. For me, it's eating in moderation, right? That's basically what it is for me. And that's
add something else to you, Mo.
Mm-hmm.
It's learning your body. I think Mo has learned her body.
That's where I'm going. So I definitely have learned my body. Like one thing that I know, for instance, the BMI scale. This is what I'm going with learned. You learn to read off of the BMI scale, right? So when I go on the BMI scale and I see what the hell is on the BMI,
what's the BMI scale?
Body mass index. Your body mass index, excuse me. So when I go and look at a BMI scale right now, a body mass index, I would be considered obese according to that scale, right?
So let me just break it down. So the scale is based on your gender. It's based on your height and your weight.
Yep, and your weight, right? So I would probably be, and I'm pretty sure if you pull up the scale right now, I'm obese. However, what the scale does not inform people is that people of color are shaped differently than a Caucasian person, right?
On the big asses.
Yeah. Like some of us are shaped.
You that one, baby. I can't give you that one, baby.
No, you do, because everybody is different. Everybody's different.
Everybody
carry your weight differently. You know what I mean?
Carry your weight differently.
I know what
if
you're
a regular
saying.
Right? I hear what you're saying. So if I'm supposed to weigh 140 or 30 pounds, if I was to weigh 130 pounds right now, people would probably be like, "What the hell is wrong with Mo? She's extremely small." You know what I mean?
I've seen you look 145. Look amazing, by the way. I think he was like 140 when we were at Soca Brainwash in the black outfit.
Yeah,
he was like at least 140.
Maybe 150. So what are you saying? Go ahead, man.
So my only resistance to that is that I feel like that's a slippery slope. I feel like
I don't think it's a slippery slope. I'm talking about maybe female. I'm talking about the females that for the BMI scale. I don't think it's a slippery slope.
We need a scale. Right, we need to gauge it against something.
No, you do.
Say that
you do.
Wait, and I'm saying that I don't think that scale is biased based on your race. I think that scale is based on your scale. right? If you
I don't
big,
think
you
it's biased
big.
based on your race. I don't think it's biased based on your, but everybody's shaped differently. I don't think that scale is accurate. I'll tell you that. I don't think the scale is accurate. I don't.
I mean, but niggas
I
is shaped
agree.
differently because niggas
I don't
eat
think it's
differently too,
accurate.
though.
But
Everybody different.
I don't think it's accurate.
I feel like
I
it's
don't think it's
based on your
accurate.
hereditary too. You
Terry,
know what I
yes.
mean? Because I think, for me, I'm a naturally small person. I don't think I've ever been over 135, right? But I'm
Mhm.
and I remember me and Mo were neck and neck for a very long time. I
She's
think
gonna
it was
eat better
after
than you.
we went to college and she just
Yeah.
got booty and titties out of nowhere. I'm like, where you
She
get
went to the
that
country.
from?
She's eating
Cause
in
I
the South.
ran.
She went to
No, but I
did go to
also, I ran. Yeah,
college
I
down
did go to
south.
school down south. By the way, I did go to school
There
down
you go. They
south.
was eating them greens and
Um,
fucking yams and shit.
but I wasn't
and
eating
plumping her
crazy
up.
because I ran track, so I couldn't eat. I wasn't eating crazy because I still got to
So
carry
your
that weight
BMI
and
balanced
run.
out because you was running and eating. Is that what happened?
Probably. And I still feel like, and I work out, and that's what I'm saying. So what I'm learning is that I feel like, okay, so what I learned is that to me, you focus off the BMI scale. I don't feel like the BMI scale is accurate. That's what I unlearned. I unlearned, don't watch the BMI scale. Watch myself. Watch what I know that I need to do. Watch my weight. Watch how I look in clothes. If I don't feel comfortable in the clothes. If I'm feeling like that's how I know I'm not comfortable about myself. And what I relearn is to alter. Everything is not going to be perfect. I'm not going to weigh 110 pounds, and that's okay. I need to be comfortable with myself. I need to learn what works for me. That's what I'm relearning. What works for me. Also learning that just working out is not going to do it. I don't care what people. I'm letting y'all know.
Yeah,
Just
too.
working
It's
out is not going to work.
100%.
You have to. It has to be
Mhm.
what you're eating. So a lot of people just think I can eat whatever I want to do and working out. What it will do is you may not gain weight, but you're going to remain stagnant. Like you can, you maintain your weight, but you just cannot work out. You have to also kind of alter and monitor what you're eating.
So I wanted
Right.
I wanted to say this. I feel like you cannot focus on the BMI scale to say whether you
That's what I'm
are
saying. That's what I
healthy
agree.
or not.
Or not.
Because
I
there are
agree.
skinny
I'm
people
sorry.
that are not healthy. There are skinny people that are going to have cardiovascular issues because of the foods that they eat, because they're not active, stuff like that. So
Mm.
healthy doesn't mean going off, like you fit within the
Going off
standard of your
within
BMI
the
scale.
BMI scale.
Or
I agree.
healthy does not mean that you decided to go vegan, because there's a lot of fat vegans and unhealthy
Sure
vegans
is.
because it's the type of foods that
Yes.
you're eating. So it's being
That's what I'm
aware,
saying.
being knowledgeable, and then
So,
taking those actions.
Well,
Yes.
TJ, you sound like a
I agree.
polymath in this subject. I think that
Oh,
your
you
understanding
trying
of
it.
health,
You
okay.
trying
your
it.
Mhm.
understanding of
one.
health
He got
is
a
Where the fuck
really,
is it?
really
He
on
gets it.
point.
All right.
There
So,
you go, man.
I will say that I'm
So
not a
go
polymath, but I am learning. So I get a point.
Yeah.
you don't get that shit,
It's a
nigga.
cool
Come
down, my
on.
nigga. Get the cool down.
Yeah,
Take it
cool
easy.
down.
Should have saved
all
that.
right,
Go ahead.
Save that.
Go ahead,
So I say
Flag.
for me, I love how y'all kind of went to food. I think that's super dope when I think about health. But granted, I know I'm not always like the best eater, or that's not always like my best specialty when it comes to health. I'm very big on mental health. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, I was just about to bring
That's
that
what
up.
comes
We
to
Ooh, that
didn't
was
even
mind.
talk
good.
about
I touched about
that.
that. I was gonna bring
We
that
gotta
up.
bomb-
Go ahead,
no,
Flag.
no,
Double
but
bomb
no,
me
but
or
everybody,
something.
no, but everybody
No, go
shares
ahead.
about like the biggest lesson they learned
Yes.
from whatever.
From
So like
food.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that y'all went to food, but yeah, for me it's like nah, if my head ain't right, then I know like my food ain't gonna be right.
Mhm.
My love,
Yes.
so much other things that like just stem down from that. So I'm very big on
Mhm.
like, how do I talk to myself? How do I find peace with myself? How do I
Mhm.
find peace with others? It's so much that goes into even finding balance, even when I'm having like bad days and it's like, yo, I don't feel like I'm doing shit right, or I feel like I'm not doing enough and all this other shit. And it's like, all right, cool. I had a low day. I have to acknowledge certain things, not live in them, for a
Mhm.
longer intended time than need be.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just try to be very aware of like what space I'm in. Like, are these things permanent? Are these
Serving you.
are they serving me? All types of shit. And it's like, what I put on my board, it's like, yeah, that's one of my things. I have like, what do you have? Is it useful? What purpose does it serve? And even just being careful, like how I use the words I am in a lot of situations, because I understand how powerful my words are and how they shape my,
Yes.
Right.
what I'm doing. So for me, like I said,
Mhm.
health comes very big just mentally for me
Right.
first. And for whatever reason, like everything else under that starts falling in line, even when I think about like my food. And it doesn't mean that
Right.
I have the best habits of eating, but sometimes I find even balance with how I eat, whether it's the cheat meals or like the meals that are like, yo, I really drank some boo-boo tea and I felt good about that, so
Blood of the moon
it's
tea.
good. Blood of the
Right. Can
moon,
I say,
whatever.
yeah. I agree. I want to say two things, Flash. I'm just going to talk to mental health really quickly, and then we can move to the next thing. So one learned thing I'm going to use. But I'm talking about our culture. One thing I learned about our culture in regards to mental health is it's a taboo. Oh, you're crazy. Don't speak about it. You know, but what I unlearned is that it's not. Certain people, it's an imbalance in their brain for whatever reason they have it, right? And going to counseling is no man should be going to counseling and all of that stuff.
Yeah, you weak and you don't need counseling.
Right. What I have seen and what I have relearned is I am a licensed social worker, right? And I'm just putting that out there. I have gone to counseling.
Flex.
We all need it.
I'm saying that to say, as a person in the field, you need it.
I want to say,
right. You know, I'm just saying, like.
So I don't know if I agree with that.
Not counseling, but you need to be aware of.
Let her finish.
I'm not right. That's why I spoke to me. I'm saying, as a licensed social worker, right? Cool. I do that. I can, give therapy to people. I myself have indulged in counseling. I'm saying I can't talk to no one that if I didn't do it myself, right? That a person may feel, oh well, have you? Yes, I have. I have taken therapy, right? And I'm a licensed professional in this area. But yes, I did that too. Not everybody copes differently. Everybody doesn't. But what I'm saying is that I relearned that counseling is okay. Everybody doesn't need it. Because everybody's way of method, I'm sorry. Yes.
Were you required to do that through your job?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I wasn't.
I think they should,
but I was
shouldn't they?
Right. Well,
because don't social workers speak on trauma from the experiences, like dealing with people every day?
Absolutely. I talk about absolutely, but that's why I did it, because at that time I was going through a freaking breakup, which I feel like impacted me a lot, and going to, and in my mind, because I was in the midst of it, the therapist had to break it down to me and say, you do realize that was a loss. And I was like, what? She was like, that's grief. I didn't even picture it like that. Because I'm like, why? I was angry at that point. And not only that, so I'm dealing with that. I'm working at a job that I'm dealing with vicarious trauma. Right. So me going to therapy and releasing all of that is like, dang, so I had to get out of that so then I could focus at work, because everything was just going on. So no, it's not required. And no, counseling or therapy is not for everybody. People display a different person. They may speak to somebody that makes them feel okay, and that gives them the solitude that they feel like this is all I need. So I'm not saying counseling's for everybody. I'm just saying I'm relearning that therapy is not necessarily a bad thing, and it's not a taboo thing. Just because you take therapy, that you're not crazy, there's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes it's needed because you need that outside source. And being in the field, you get so wrapped up in, what I'm dealing with in the field. Or not only that, counter transference and transference, when I'm taking on somebody's stuff on me, when I'm taking on their mess, right? Because now they're unloaded on me, and now I'm taking it on, and I'm like, whoa. So you need to release that, is what I'm saying, right?
So Flash, I do want to say that it is important that we have good mental health. And you don't have to do counseling. I've done counseling, and I really don't feel like it's as helpful as me doing my self-help journey for myself, like looking at into the books and the documentaries and learning about my traumas and how they've affected me. So I feel like it's really important for people to have emotional intelligence. And I think that that's something that comes, as you grow and as you have experiences in life, just thinking about things in a different way. So being aware of your traumas, actively working on them, not affecting other people.
In whatever way, right? In whatever way you do.
And you can get therapy in different ways. It doesn't have to look like you sitting with a therapist. It could be you watching a video, you reading a book, you speaking about your issue with your partner.
Speaking to your friend. Exactly. That's the way to release
it. What do we call it? We have mental health check-ins, tribe. I encourage you. Okay, so I'm going to just give you guys that little sneak peek. We are genuine friends here at the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast, and we check in with each other every episode. Before every episode, we have a mental health check-in.
90% of the time.
We do. Or we make a point to do it before every episode. And absolutely. We want to know how you're feeling mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, whatever's coming up for you. You get to have friends. And if you don't have friends, tribe, we are your friends. Shoot us a DM. Can I do it 2020 real quick?
2020. Go.
All right. Go. Tribe, if you don't got no friends, you got us. You are a part of the tribe. Okay? You are Sophisticatedly Ratchet. Feel free to reach out to us. We're everywhere you hear podcasts. You can listen to our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon has podcasts. Then go on our IG. We're at So Ratchet Podcast on IG. On TikTok, we're at So Ratchet Podcast. On Twitter, we're So Ratchet Pod. On YouTube, where you can see our beautiful and handsome faces, we're at So Ratchet Space Podcast. And then every first Wednesday, where you can connect with us. Maybe we'll do a mental health check-in on our Wednesday live for the first Wednesday of every month. We love to connect with you. So if something's coming up for you and you want to check in with us, we would love to hear from you. Slide in our DMs. We like when you slide in our DMs. Okay. Hit the like button right now. Hit the follow button right now. The subscribe button right now. The notifications bell right now. And we're going to have merch coming for you soon. So click the link in our bio so you can see what we're wearing. Okay. Because we're going to be cool and we're going to keep you cool too.
Facts.
All right.
Yeah. I'm complete. Tia said, if you don't have friends, you have us.
No,
you do.
That's facts.
You do.
You're a tribe for a reason.
That's a ball. That's a ball.
And not for nothing. Like I said, I've had friends that said when she listens to the podcast, like she felt supported. One of my girlfriends went on a training and she was like by herself out at this training. And she was like, yo, I listened to the podcast and I felt at home. I have another girlfriend that says she gets real bad anxiety when she's in the shower. Her mind goes a mile a minute. And her therapist said, do something to occupy your mind. You know what she does? She listens to us. Shout out to you, Shaq. Thank you guys for listening to us.
Appreciate that. All right. Thank you, Shaq. We got time for one more. Y'all want to
one? We can
squeeze in one more. It's time to wrap it. Okay.
It's time to wrap it. We can squeeze in one more. If you want. It's up to you.
All right.
So we're gonna talk about. This is a good one. Let's do dating. Let's do love. What we sex. Let's get ratchet for the last.
Yes, but that's gonna take us.
TJ, we're trying to wrap up the episode. Let's do something funny and go. Let's do something funny and go.
No. So look.
Let's go deep.
This one.
I want to.
No. Fuck deep. No, we gotta wrap this one up. We'll make a part 2 for this, but we're gonna learn, unlearn, and relearn. Okay. Let's do driving.
Driving?
Oh no.
Driving, yes.
Not everybody's a driver though, Monique. I mean,
yeah, I drove.
Don't be driving like that.
All right, she had to learn something, or she didn't learn something.
Right?
Can I go first? Can I go
first?
So what I learned initially is that everybody can't drive. All right, I learned that. All right, even though you have a license, you cannot technically drive. You were just issued this piece of paper by the state that says you can get behind the wheel. I want to say I had to unlearn that I'm not a good driver. I had to get multiple accidents.
Really? Because a lot of men be like thinking that they the best drivers and shit.
Yo,
okay, thank you.
Shout out to my nigga C-Roy. My nigga
what
C-Roy,
happened?
I love you to death. Yeah. I crashed this nigga car multiple times as a youth. Like I backed his shit.
I did that one time too.
Nah, I wasn't drunk. I was just trying to show off. I backed into a tree once, and then another time I backed into my homegirl's mom's car. And rammed the whole side of her shit. Her shit was all fucked up.
Why? Why
like,
and how?
I was like, yo, please don't tell your mother. Please don't tell your mother. And she never told her. She never told her it was me. Shout out to you.
Oh my gosh. That happened to me one time, Mash. I remember that.
That's what insurance is for.
Wow. I agree with that. Happened to me one time too.
Shout out to my nigga Monica Polite. You my nigga. I love you for that. Thank you so much. I love you, Monica.
I think that was before I had. I'm trying to remember that before I had my license, though. Wow.
So I had to relearn that you can fuck yourself up really bad if you don't pay attention behind the wheel. I had to relearn that texting and driving is a real fucking danger.
Especially if you don't know how to drive.
Is a real.
What you doing, Nash?
It is. It was a long time ago. All right, I got a lot better since then, but I'm just thank God for backup cameras because going backwards ain't my forte. I'm not gonna lie to y'all right now. Backup
you just
cameras
look behind.
Changed my whole life. All right, but initially it was a struggle for me. I'm complete.
Wow. I agree, Mash. Go ahead. I agree with some of the stuff you said. But I think this was before I had my license. I think my friend Shania had a car, and I remember, I think, but I don't remember. We might have been younger than we were supposed to do. And I remember she was sitting in the passenger side, and she said something. I was like, what? And her car like scraped another car beside us. But we went. Why do we try to do this by ourselves? We went and got spray paint. We tried to fix
How old were you?
Like we were like had to be set. I think that's why I said it was definitely before I had a license. I remember that. I think we went to a shop or something like that. But in the meantime, before, sometimes they take a while to fix the car. We was like, yo, let's just try to spray paint this thing. And I remember Earl, I think Earl, I think he was around that time because I don't remember why we went back to. I think Earl was there too, and we just try to
Shout
do
out
that
to
as a piece right there. He was like, "All right, let's try to do." So he tried to help us out. But I remember I did pay. I think I don't remember if the spray painted worked, but whatever it was, I did pay for it or whatever. And so that was funny. So that's true. Learning that and you have to be, and you have. I guess what I'm relearning is you have to be cognizant. Absolutely, when you drive in. I'm not going to text when I drive or nothing like that. You just got to be cautious because they always say you have to drive for other people.
Facts.
Not you. So
Facts.
I would say that.
Okay. Why you didn't mention that I taught you how to drive, Mo?
You did embark.
You don't give me that credit. You don't give me that credit.
I'll give you credit. Yeah. Actually, I will say no. Because I was talking about the crash. Actually, I would say when I did get my driver's license, I did use Tiffany's car to take my driver's license.
Okay.
And I taught you how to parallel park. You know exactly.
You did. You
line up to the car.
You line up to the car to the middle, and then her and my pops took me to a parking lot in his car, and he made me go round and round. I was like, oh my god! So he took me. I would say it was between TJ, my pops, and then the driving school.
Mo, you supposed to be driving now. I need you to start whipping it, Mo. Come on.
Yesterday. I was driving yesterday.
Flex on the Mo. That's right. I was on the road the other day.
There we go.
There we go.
My fault.
You know what?
My fault. I didn't see
a lot of people in New York City don't know how
to
drive
though, or they don't need to because the mass transit is there. So I
shout
agree
out to
in New York City.
Episode coming soon.
That's the Iron Horse. That's the Chariot. MTA trains, buses. That's that's people's cars. That's their chariot.
Not mine, nigga.
But go ahead.
Can I say my lesson?
Go ahead.
Can I say my lesson about driving? All right. So if anybody don't know, Flash, I love cars. I've always loved cars. I got a thing for fast engines, but I don't drive them fast. I like to get big engines and drive them slow. Okay, I don't know what it is.
I don't even know why we call you Flash. You're a slow ass driver.
I know.
Is he?
But P game, no. So I've always loved cars. I've always loved engines. And one of my previous cars, I used to have a 2010 Audi S5 coupe.
I remember that one.
That was my panty dropper. That was my this nigga from the hood, but he straight flexing. That was my parking lot pimping vehicle. It was amazing, okay?
And it was small. It was all of us in the back seat.
Small. It was selfish. It was V8, okay? It was a lot of horses, TJ, okay? Yo, and it was such a ego booster.
Wait, is that when we went to the boat ride? You had that car, Flash?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I definitely was in the back seat.
But let me tell you something. Like, especially when it was fresh out. Let me tell you something. Women would jump in the car, and I would just instantly see their panties just get wet. It was like, oh, you like fast cars, don't you? And then I would continue to do the speed limit. But it is what it is. But the lesson that I really got from having a car like this, though, was understand that not all cars are made for sex. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all.
Okay, elaborate.
And when I say that,
get ratchet.
I say this with this story of mine. Like, I've had sex in this car numerous amount of times. I've had to position myself in the back seat, in the front seat. I've had to it's gotten creative. It's a very small space.
Yo, bro, how often do you clean your car? I spend a lot of time in your car.
I did too.
So P game. So maybe this is where the story plays in for me.
Because you didn't have a clean car. Your car was never like a clean car. It was always bottles of water in that motherfucker.
Open condom wrappers anywhere.
How often did you clean that motherfucker after you got the pussy?
Any white residue and shit.
So I said it to say there was an incident one time in the car where shit got messy. And number one, it was uncomfortable. We're trying to do positions in the back seat, and it just wasn't. And let me not say it wasn't working, because everything was working. But after everything was said and done, I realized it was messy. And the towel done moved, shit done got, and it's leather in this bitch, okay? And
yeah, so you hot.
I realized it's hot.
It's hot.
So let me tell you something. So
a wipeable service, though, it's better than fabric.
So I thought initially that I cleaned it out. I cleaned it out well in this, that, and the third. But I definitely think like pussy juice ruined some of my seats in the car, just to be honest. And yeah, maybe niggas like Mash was probably sitting in the back seat in that shit. I have no idea.
Oh, wow. Okay, fuck you. I'm not worried. If you was in the back seat, I feel comfortable.
So whoever was in the back seat of this car, I apologize if
Mac, we sorry, Mac.
You sat in some stains for some weeks.
Mac.
But yeah, I just realized, like I said, I'd rather have a bigger vehicle to have more space and do things more comfortable, because you got Big Bertha now, so you already know I'm on the run.
Bertha.
All right, but yeah, I'll just say like that's my lesson. Not every car is built for sex, and you just have to be okay with that. Sometimes you just got to just drive them. You know,
Yo,
use them
you
what
just
they're
took-
for.
Can I ask
TJ,
y'all
he
a
closing us
question?
out. I'm about to say TJ about to close us out. Go ahead.
Well, Mash
What's
is gonna
up?
say something first. What are you
Yeah.
gonna say, Mash?
I was just thinking about all the times that I turned an automobile into a hotel on wheels. Like,
Mhm.
I was right about to
so
say that. Who has had
many-
sex in a car?
There are so many.
You ain't got
Plenty
nowhere
of
else to
times.
go.
Oh,
If you don't have a
Plenty of
house, you know what I
Definitely.
mean? Like you're not going
Definitely.
to her
When
house,
I-
his house.
What-
You was
what-
younger.
And got
When
pulled
I
over
was
by
in
the cops at
college,
that.
and I was living at my pops. He was like, no fucking in the
Girls.
crib. He was like,
Yeah.
nah,
No
you can't have
nonsense.
none of that going on.
You gotta take
So-
care of that.
So me and my shorty at the time, we used to have designated fuck spots we would drive to and get it popping in Queens. And there was like instances where like we would go to people's houses or the areas where we thought was safe. And then people who lived there be like, yo, come on, bro, you gotta go.
Right.
Oh my
So-
Knock on the
God.
car.
So,
What
so-
kind of car was it? What kind of mobile hotel was it?
Oh, it was a Chevy Malibu. It was a
Okay,
it was a
no
4-door.
tinted
So-
It had
no.
windows, no nothing. So
I had
people could
tints, I
see
had
what y'all was
tints.
doing.
I
Okay.
had
Your
to-
mash,
but the car would
your
be
mash.
shaking and shit. So they would be like,
Oh my god.
some
Your mash.
window. Yeah.
realest shit ever. I had a car before I had a place to live, in terms of like calling it my own, or where I can like
For sure.
have sex
100%,
in like a bed that was mine and shit. So I
100%.
understand the struggles of like driving around with a shorty 4 o'clock in the morning.
Trying
we
to
just
find
like,
a spot.
you know, we got 2 more hours to the sun come up. Like you, like what's up?
You look,
Right.
you look for the most shady areas where
The
there's no fucking
shadiest.
street lights, with like an overpass
a
where you
park.
can pull up in the corner and this shit. 100%. I feel you.
I went to a park in college. We got police ran up like you can't be in the park after dawn. It's like,
I'm
okay,
telling
thank
you.
you.
I've gotten caught having sex in a car too.
I got caught.
twice.
Yeah, I got caught. I got caught once. But I was dressed.
You was what?
Definitely got caught. I said I was dressed by the time when I'm from, I got that New York fast flex, nigga. This was the North Carolina.
Spider sense
Time
is
that
the Bronx.
time the
That's the Bronx
time the
in you.
police pulled up, I was in the back fully dressed like, what's going on?
Hey.
Sir? I'm hey.
Yeah, no, I've definitely gotten caught twice. I want to say the first time I was real young, and I want to say exactly what you said, Mash. When you don't have a spot, to go, it's the car. You know what I mean? That's the mobile hotel or whatever. I got caught when I was younger in a park. And then I got caught this was almost recently, maybe like a good 4 years ago. I was giving head and
Dirty girl,
I did that
dirty
too.
girl. Yes,
I did that at the airport, but I ain't get caught.
at the airport.
You did on the air train, nigga? What the fuck?
Nah, we was waiting to pick up his parents.
I got to go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm leaving soon.
And
Send
we
me
parked
off
up
with a
and
happy
waited.
face.
That was years ago. That was a time. That was with Lion
Okay.
King.
Oh man.
Okay, got you. I love how we name our exes Lion King.
Yeah. Yeah, TJ, close this out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
go
close this
ahead.
out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what I learned about driving. So I learned how to drive real early. I was on these streets. My ex-boyfriend taught me how to drive. Shout out to Dale, the tourist. He hates we don't have a good relationship, but he taught me how to drive, and he taught me so well that he ended up buying like a BMW. Mo, that was not our car. You can't tell. It was a drop top BMW.
Yep.
That I used to be like, I'm taking a car to school, and he would take the train to work and let me ride around with my friends.
Yeah, we heard about Dale.
I know, and I got so good at driving. My mom ended up buying me a car when I was in when I graduated high school. So I've always had a car. I was always driving, but I wanted to give a message to people. It's not something that I learned or unlearned. I'll tell you what I unlearned or what I'm learning now about cars. But I want to say this to people. I was a motorcyclist. I learned how to ride motorcycles. And I think for you to be a good driver, you really have to understand the road. And being a motorcyclist really taught me that. And it also supported the people around me, because when people knew that I was a motorcyclist, they were way more aware of motorcyclists when they saw them on the street. And so it's really important when you're driving to be aware of everything that could happen. Never box yourself into trucks and stuff like that. What would you do if something happened? You have space in between, so you shouldn't be like tailgating people. So I feel like I'm a very good driver, and I am. So I could text and drive, I could talk and drive, I could do a lot.
We don't promote that here.
We don't promote it, but I'm really good at
Sophisticatedly
it.
Ratchet.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't do it often, but I feel like what I'm learning now about driving is more about the car. It's like really not about the car, and it's never been about the car for me. But I really am into like these techie cars, although I didn't like the experience of a Tesla, but I like the car of, I like the thought of the car driving me in a sense. Like I'm into the technology of it. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's it. I'm complete.
Yes.
I wasn't unlearn. I did my own thing.
No,
That's
All right.
right.
Hey, man. All right. Appreciate you. Take us out.
All right, tribe. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet. You are a part of the tribe. That means you are sophisticatedly ratchet too, and only you get to define what that means for you. You can go ahead and catch us everywhere you hear podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon has podcasts, and then you can connect with us on social media. We're on IG at So Ratchet Podcast. We're on TikTok at So Ratchet Podcast. We're on Twitter at So Ratchet Pod, and we're on YouTube where you can see our beautiful and handsome faces.
Flex your shine,
on So Ratchet Space Podcast. And every first, we got merch. Oh, is that what you're trying to do? Show merch?
Oh, no.
No, you want me to show him my go-to? I look like Captain Go Roger. On one of these sides.
I don't see it.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm an OG. Come on.
Okay. Hit the like button right now. Hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the follow button right now. And click the link in our bio because we got merch coming soon. Thank you guys for listening. Deuces.
Wait a minute. Before we head out, exactly. The word of the week. Spew God's word of the week. Spew God won.
All right.
Polymath. He was the only one that said it. So
this is trophy.
Just congratulations.
Don't get a trophy. Just get an applause.
Now we can go. Thank you for listening, tribe. We love you.
Peace.
Thank you. Peace.
Deuces.
Peace.